Hi, we're here with Julia Holter at Pitchfork. How are you doing today?
Good.
Great. So I caught your set earlier. It was really awesome. Enjoyed it a lot. Had to compete a little bit with Pitch Jeans. Was that annoying? Like, because their sound was kind of like loud and you're a little more quiet. So.
I think it was fine. I didn't notice it too much, so
okay.
Yeah, I was kind of absorbed in what we were doing.
Yeah, totally. So your third album, Loud City Song, is coming out in August. Whereas the last two were inspired more by like Greek literature, this one is more inspired by your hometown of LA and Colette's Gigi, right? Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about that and like how that came about?
Yeah, I was working on my record Ecstasies about 2 years ago, and I started working on a song that was inspired by a scene from the musical Gigi, where and it didn't really like. I finished it and I really liked it, but it didn't really fit with the record Ecstasies, so I decided to make it a whole new record within which it would make more sense, have more context.
Okay, cool. And in a recent interview with Pitchfork, you said that you felt restricted and were questioning yourself a lot, and being able to record in your bedroom was allowed you to kind of take yourself more seriously. With this one, since this is your first album being recorded in like a professional studio, did you find yourself opening up more or less?
It was actually more, or either the same or more. It was a really great experience because in addition to recording in a studio, I also recorded a lot at home, and I wrote all the songs at home, recorded demos all at home, so I was able to like create the worlds I wanted before we went into the studio, and then have fun recreating them with really great musicians. And my friend Cole is a great producer, and we really like brought the demos to life in the studio, but then also spent months mixing and kind of producing it. So and I even recorded the vocals at his house, not in a studio, and I recorded the keyboard parts at home. So a lot of it was actually just the same as before, but better.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and speaking of that, like you said, you worked with Cole Griefneil from Ariel's Pink Haunted Graffiti, as well as other musicians on the record. So was that a premeditated decision, or was that something that kind of came about organically?
Yeah, organically. He mixed my last record, Ecstasies, and we're friends. He and his wife Ramona from Night Jewel were neighbors and friends, and I knew that he had done that before. He had done that, worked with artists, Ramona and Ariel Pink and others, that started doing stuff in their bedrooms and then moved on to trying other things like in the studio. So he was a great person to work with for this project because I was also transitioning. So
cool, very cool. And how do you like to approach your live performances? Like, what do you want the audience to kind of get out of your performances when you perform?
I don't know what I want them to get out of it, but I approach them myself as like it's like I really like performing, and I see it as something very different from recording, so I take it very seriously as like, we've been rehearsing for a month, like not trying to like recreate the experience of the recording, instead to take the song and put it into a live context and think of it as something different, and thus arrange it slightly differently for whatever we need to do to make it work live.
Cool. And how has being classically trained at an art school like Howard's kind of shaped your perception and our approach to making music?
I don't know. It's hard to know when it's like just something that you've spent a lot of time doing, but I never. I think just having some background in music theory is great, and being able to read is great because I can translate my ideas a lot better that I have in my mind to like the page. I mean, it's just a lot easier to write, I think. But I also think maybe I write differently. Like maybe if I didn't read music, it'd be fine. I just would write differently, or maybe I would write the same and find a new way to do it. But I don't think it's necessary, but I think it really helps to have some, I definitely think keyboard harmony has shaped the way I play keyboard piano and the way I play the bass, and like counterpoint has helped with melody writing and stuff like that. So.
Right. And who are some female artists that have inspired you, if any, at all?
I just saw Joanna Newsom play yesterday, and she's her last record, Have One on Me, is like one of my favorite records of all time. I think it's incredible. I really love like Joni Mitchell. I have a lot of friends whose music I love, like Laurel Halo and Night Jewel and Caroline Polachek from Chairlift, who's here today, and a lot of stuff. So yeah.
And you come kind of from like a musical background. Did your family, like your dad's a musician, right? Did he like influence you a lot?
Yeah, he plays very different music than I do. He plays kind of alt country rock music, but he's a historian originally, so he writes very like long folk, like in the tradition of folk music, like long stories, kind of like ballads in a way.
Yeah.
So it's very different from my music, and it's really great. And he, like growing up listening to like I don't know, like kind of Bob Dylan style stuff, and like. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And besides your new album, what do you have coming up next?
Well, I'm just performing a lot right now. I'm writing a little bit, but I don't have much to say about it yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, awesome. Well, look forward to the new album coming out, and best of luck in future endeavors. Yeah. Thank you.